Let me start with something you've probably felt before. You can play a really fast lick, like really impressive and like really aggressive and stuff. And for a few seconds, it feels amazing. You can do this all day. It sounds perfect. Your hands flying, everything's locked in. But suddenly, it just stops working. Your forearms tighten up. Your picking hand loses control. And you're done. You play something and you speed up more and more and more, but then suddenly your hand just fatigues and you can't play it. But in that same session, you can play something slowly for ages and ages and ages and ages. Much longer than if you just scaled it up. Same hands, same guitar, totally different outcome. The difference isn't what you're practicing, it's not your technique, it's not about how, resilient and enduring you are. It comes down to something called muscle fiber types. What you have is you have slow twitch muscles and you have fast twitch muscles. Understanding the difference between the two and how you can use each of them will level up your playing so much. It will change your speed, your endurance, how you actually play notes. And something I bang on about all the time, tension. Most people hear muscle fibers and immediately think of some gym science. Call me Jeff Nippard, but this can be applied to so many more things, specifically in our case, playing music. It explains why some things we can play forever and some things we just can't. And how some things can just feel automatic, where some things feel really intentional. So, what's actually going on? I'm Vaughan, and welcome to MVP. Every movement you make on guitar, every movement you make overall, is through your musculoskeletal system. Now yes, that's a big word, but literally just means muscles on your skeleton. Just like how your biceps move your radius and your ulna, your forearm bones. Inside these big muscles, well, not on me because I'm a noodle, but inside of these muscles, you have two specific types of fiber. These split up into your short twitch and your fast twitch. And I bet you won't be able to guess what the slow twitch and the fast twitch actually do. But think of them less like muscles and more like engines. Slow twitch fibers are designed to play slow stuff for a long amount of time, whereas your fast twitch, guess what? They play fast stuff, but they only play it for a short, explosive amount of time. Neither is better than the other, but both of them are needed for you to be a good guitar player, because none of them succeeds the other one. So, let's talk about slow twitch fibers. Slow twitch fibers do a lot of the work, especially when we're playing things like feel. Things like holding a bend, sustaining vibrato, or just playing slower finger patterns in general, are all things you can just sit for hours and do before you get tired. And you don't feel destroyed after it. Slow twitch fibers are amazing at staying active for long periods of time, because that is what they're designed to do. This is why when you see players that are renowned for their phrasing can play just very relaxed. Because what they're doing is leaning heavily on slow twitch fibers. The things that are designed to just keep going. Fast twitch fibers, on the other hand, do the complete opposite. These kick in when you're playing fast things, your tremolo picking and all that stuff. Anytime you suddenly need power or speed, again, this is not just for guitar, but that's what we're talking about now. You're calling on your fast twitch fibers. That burst of speed that feels super badass is really cool, but it comes at a cost. Fast twitch fibers fatigue very quickly. That burning in your arm, that sudden loss of control, and just the way that your speed can just collapse out of completely nowhere. That's not a lack of talent or discipline. That's just your biology doing what it's programmed to do. Fast twitch fibers are designed to do all the sprinting stuff. They're not the long distance marathon runners that the short fibers are. They're meant to turn on hard, do their job, and then rest. And practicing this is where it gets very frustrating. There's an idea that if you gain more strength, you'll automatically be able to play much faster. But speed on guitar really isn't about strength. It's about efficiency, and how cleanly your brain can tell your muscles to do what they're supposed to do. And you're probably tired of me saying it, but it's also about your brain stopping all that unnecessary tension that you don't need to play. When you tense up while you're playing something fast, you're pretty much just redlining these engines. And you're dragging these slow twitch fibers into a job they're not designed to do. That's like putting me in a 9-to-5 job where I actually have to do something for a living. It's just not gonna happen. But what you're doing is you're putting these slow twitch fibers into a job they're not supposed to do, while simultaneously overworking your fast twitch fibers, which is just not good. That's why I bang on about playing relaxed all the time. It's so much cleaner and lasts so much longer, something I can't do. But anyways, I digress. You're letting your fast or your slow twitch fibers just do their job, and you're letting them do it without interference. This is why grinding a lick for 10 minutes just won't work. At that point, you're not training speed anymore. You're quite literally training fatigue. I just dropped my mouse. Anyways, fast twitch fibres respond really well to sudden bursts of speed. And then follow it by resting, just like a powerlifter. Think doing one phrase of something really fast, and then 3 phrases of just chilling out. When you let your hand reset and then just do it all over again, those fibres can adapt. Those fast twitch fibres can adapt. Slow practice, on the other hand, is training something completely different. It's focusing and strengthening your slow twitch fibres, improving your control, your timing, and what a lot of people consider feel, is the slow work that makes your music sound musical. And the reason why I put feel in quotation marks is because a lot of people say, if you're playing fast, you've got no feel, but I think that's completely wrong. You can play fast and have feel. But when I refer to it in this, I refer to the slow, like bluesy kind of playing. But anyways, I digress. Great guitar is about compromising between these two and using them both to your advantage. Slow twitch fibres can give you that good groove and endurance, and the fast twitch fibres can give you speed. If you only ever train one and completely ignore the other, there's going to be a big imbalance. But what makes this really interesting is the fact that slow twitch fibres and fast twitch fibres are structurally different. Small twitch fibres are smaller, but they're packed with things that make them survive a lot longer. They've got loads of mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, and they're surrounded by a lot more blood vessels, which means you can produce a lot more energy, which is ATP, but you don't need to know that. That means they're really good at using oxygen and consuming it in an efficient way that makes them last a lot longer. And especially lasting a lot longer steadily and not freaking out about it. Fast twitch fibres are built completely opposite. They're thicker and they're denser, and they're designed to generate a lot of force quickly but not extended period of time. They rely on much less oxygen and a lot more stored energy, which they burn through really fast. But that is exactly what allows them to that is what allows them to fire so explosively. But once that fuel burns out, performance drops off very quickly. This is why fast playing doesn't gradually fatigue out, whereas slow playing does. And that's not your technique suddenly disappearing. That's fast twitch fibres running out of fuel to function. So next time your hand burns out or speed disappears, try not to get annoyed at yourself. Ask your better questions. Are you using sprinting muscles to run a marathon? Or are you using marathon muscles to run a sprint? And if your answer is that you're using the wrong muscles from the wrong situation, then you should probably change your approach. When you understand and know how your body functions instead of fighting it, you can get so much more done with your practice. Playing guitar becomes so much easier and so much more relaxed, and you make progress so much faster. And more importantly, you become way more consistent of a player. And that is where the real progress starts happening. But anyways, that's enough yapping from me, so subscribe because these videos take a while to do, and always eat blue cheese. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.